They say 13 as an unlucky number. They don't have 13 uh, stories in a building. They don't have the number 13 on elevators a lot of times. Um, yet 13 was the number they say of the original states of the country. That could make 13 lucky or unlucky number. If you look at the direction that the country is headed, it's kind of become unlucky because the country is less free today than a lot of other countries. And we've been, kind of, we haven't been doing things necessarily the right way, have we? But we do have we have a we have a really very good future ahead of us if we can start working together. And I have some really great ideas. I have I have this up here because I think I'd be a good president. Um, that's because I think I'd be a good president here, right? Um, a good president, though, shouldn't be controlled by I'm not sure what. A good president should be, I guess, controlled by his heart should lead the way. Um, at the same time, working with the brain, they have to work together, right? Um, but like if there's if the president doesn't, if people aren't working with the president, then uh, it, or if people are working against the president, um, you're not going to be able to be as effective or as good at the job as what he should. Um, that's why I kind of feel like the president should have the vote of most of the country. And when I say most of the country, I mean like 90-95%. It should be a bunch. Maybe we should say 70%. Because some people are stubborn or something like that. But it should be a lot. It should be much more than 51%. Because 51% of people shouldn't be able to take away, the hopes, ideas, rights, dreams, vision of 49%. And it's not even that. The important thing is that instead of having all this division amongst people politically, that is this idea of Republican, Democrat, and all that kind of stuff. And this particular issue, vote yes on this issue or vote no on this issue and stuff like that. I'm not sure that's the best way to do that. What I think the best way to do that is find a solution that works together for everybody about something. But this idea that vote yes or no and push people apart from each other in a time or about things where they should be coming together. I mean, I think the idea of dividing the country like that is not the best way to do things. And they have that saying, divided house can't stand. Now I think they were talking about Congress, but that's what Congress is, right? But I think there's a way we could do that different. I think there's a way we could do that better. Scientists say that it's quite possible we live in a computer simulation or a computer world or world programmed or created by somebody else, and I think that's possible. If I were to look at some of the coincidences or deja vu or um, things that happen, that on a pretty, on a regular basis, every day, pretty much. Um, I would, I think it would almost be silly for me to think that there's not, okay. We use computers and TVs and stuff like that, and there's inside of this, or as part of this, can be, you can create a whole world, right? And someone on the other side of that would be in there, could look around in all directions, not see the person that's standing out here, right? And that would be, for example, I don't see you, but here I am. So it would be, if, look, we can, years ago, we created computer simulated worlds, and it might have taken months and months and months or years to build it. Today we can build computer simulated worlds, and it can take months or less. And in our future, we might be able to make computer simulated worlds in, say, 7 days or 6 days. Could be. Now, a person there wouldn't be able to see me here. And there might be people, or we might be able to look around our world and not see someone on the other side of a three-dimensional computer. That's certainly possible. And then that lets us know that someone might be kind of to some degree controlling things on the planet. But we might be at a time where we might be able to change that. Now, I could be just thinking that. I could have that idea. I could just be thinking that. Somebody out there might decide, whoever's the programmer might decide that they don't like the idea of them not being in control of our world, and might cause coincidences, speak people to use certain words that they know are trigger words for other people, or push the buttons, or whatever, the different, we have different expressions for kind of saying the same thing, but they could be doing that. I say that's possible because I've experienced it on a regular, daily, everyday basis. So what do we do about that? I don't know. Maybe it was Roosevelt, or I can't remember who, Eisenhower or somebody, that said the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Maybe that person programming our world can only scare us by making other people say things that make us feel like something bad might happen to us. But they might have written an initial program that nothing bad can happen to us unless we break their rules. But then again, maybe nothing bad happens then either. We have the ability to kind of choose how we accept or perceive things. Some people perceive that they are some people perceive other people as being less important and so they will treat people in ways that shows that they feel like other people are less important than they are. But that's not how we have to live. You and I can choose to treat people in ways that build people up and make them feel better. We can choose to be creators and not destroyers. And we can choose to create goodness and happiness. I have lots of really great ideas. I think I have the ideas that would change our world, our planet. You know, we have a great planet. We just got to plan it better. And there's ideas that I have that, you know, I've talked to some folks about, and they go, wow, in a perfect world, that would be how it works. And my thought is we should make a perfect world. And if we're waiting for, you know, God or Jesus or Krishna or, you know, whoever, whatever it is that you believe in, if you're waiting for some kind of savior, redeemer to come, then we shouldn't be waiting, right? We should be creating heaven, because isn't that where you want to see God? You know? And do you want to wait till after you're dead? I would think not. I would think, you know, if you want to experience heaven, you want to experience it as soon as possible and not have to die to experience that. You might want to feel like you've died and gone to heaven, but, you know, the gift of living is the gift of living, and right now we're living, so let's enjoy living. What are some of the ways that we can do that? You know, we can change our educational system so that kids are actually able to study the things that they have a great passion and joy in experiencing, and not force them to learn things that they don't care about or that are of no interest to them. Think about all the things that you've forgotten about school. Think about the number of teachers that would like to teach something that they're passionate about, but maybe that particular teaching position wasn't available to them, or they've been given a curriculum that says you got to teach this thing in this way, and this is the way it has to be, and what if we put teachers that have this passion for something in a classroom with kids that have the same excitement about the same thing, and imagine what that classroom would be like, right? And then what if we said you don't have to? What if we took care of as a people the education for kids, so that didn't become something that was a stress or a worry? What if we took some of the stress and worry out of that and made it possible for our kids to do what it is they experience joy with? That way, when they go into the world, into society, and join us out here working with everybody, that our the quality of what we do and the amount of what we do is that much better. We spend billions of dollars on all kinds of crazy things. We're talking about spending billions of dollars on this wall between us and Mexico. What if we took that $1 billion and instead of using it to divide us, we said, hey, you know what? Folks in Mexico are having a hard time being able to support themselves and their families. Instead of building a wall, what we want to do is we want to take this money that we were going to use to build a wall, and we want to help you build like maybe a new city or some programs, or build some factories that make things, or I think we should, you know, build cities and towns and give people a chance to be able to stay near their families if that's what they want to do, and to be able to work and support themselves and their families. And if we do that, we're improving lives and bringing people closer together rather than putting a wall between us. And folks that want to come here because, you know, maybe they've seen pictures of a certain state or a particular area of the country that they like, you know, and feel like, yay, you know, I've always wanted to live there, I want to move there. Then we should welcome them and say, yeah. Just like we have people that like to go live in Mexico or go live in Europe or wherever they want to live. So I think that's the way we should do that. there's lots of things, lots of great ideas that I have. And I like to be able to share those ideas with everybody and to kind of implement some ideas. I'm very good at making things beautiful, and I think I could do that for the country. I think I could do that for the lives of everybody. Yeah. And uh, well, I guess that's what I wanted to say. I love you. Have a great day.